The committee hearings today were overshadowed by political intrigue of the highest variety, as a powerful caucus of leaders came together to vacate Speaker Lara from her seat. Tonight, how Hunter Finn is overseeing a strong network of leaders in both parties. And that's not the only thing that has everyone up in arms. Assemblyman Cody Bingley's bill to ban the open carry of guns in City, California passed committee today by a sound margin. Finally, a concerning discrepancy in the Constitutionalist Party bank account leaves disturbing ethics questions to answer. It's all right here on your #1 source for City on the Hill news. Relevant, honest, unashamed. The Koth Report starts now. Good evening, everyone. You're watching the Koth Report for June 22nd, 2012. After one false start early in the day, the Assembly successfully vacated the Speaker's chair. Was it sheer boredom, or were legitimate concerns under the surface that had been brewing for a long time? Anthony Rollins reports. A combination of confusion, miscommunication, and fuzzy math marked the beginning of the day, as a small brain trust formed from both parties worked to oust Speaker Lara. But the dissatisfied contingent proved to be unequal to the task of intrigue to which they presumed, as a lack of knowledge of the rules of order and poor foresight led to a quick close to the Assembly's first session. The CBC News team caught up with presumptive Speaker nominee Hunter Finn, who was cool, calm, and unguarded with the press. Who was behind this whole strategy today?
It was actually a joint operation.
And the plan is to vacate the chair, and are you going to run?
It's more than just vacating the chair, but yes, I was a nominee.
What else are you planning to do?
What else am I planning to do? Those details are enclosed to only a few people, so far.
Are you going to unleash those details in the near future?
Perhaps.
Okay. Other members of the unsuccessful coup were less willing to speak with us. How's your current petition coming?
Very good.
How many signatures do you have?
Not quite sure at the moment.
Will your group have a better plan for how to get rid of the Speaker on this session this time?
I'm not going to comment on that.
Assemblyman, what is your party going to do to punish those responsible for betraying the party?
But I don't know, I'm still...
Assemblyman, will your party be able to maintain the Speaker's chair?
No comment.
You guys are scary.
Longtime Lara supporter Assemblyman Leah Lawrence was outspoken in her criticism of Lara today.
I think it was interesting to see how the Speaker really strong-armed the room, made sure that what she wanted to happen happened. I think it says a lot to her ability to lead, but it also, I don't know how many people are going to approve of the way she acted in that room, just shutting down the room.
You agreed to vote against her right before she did all of that, so what would...
Yeah, exactly. I don't think it's a solitary example of her acting like this. I think it's kind of her mode of leadership overall.
Constitutionalist Party leader Grace Lefevre seemed relatively unperturbed by the morning's events.
I had no idea what was going on.
As a party leader, what are you and the party going to do to punish those responsible for betraying your party in this matter?
To punish them? Oh, we don't use physical violence to punish. We won't be punishing them.
Will you be removing as executive board members who have acted out of line?
We haven't discussed that yet.
By contrast, Majority Leader Vanessa Walters was far more militant.
Speaker Lara originally sounded like she was going to be an excellent choice. She promised equality for both. The Patriot Party asked her to support us in our search for equality. She refused to stand in favor for us, and instead she said that her party comes first and being Speaker comes second.
In the early afternoon, Constitutionalist Assemblyman Jonathan Lee submitted to the governor the 15 signatures necessary to call a special session.
So all in favor say aye. Aye. All who oppose say nay.
Speaker Lara was removed with a nearly unanimous vote, as Joseph Lawrence proved to be the only dissenter. In another session after dinner, Hunter Finn was elected the new Speaker.
I offer you equality, and if you have valuable input, then I give that valuable input a fair chance.
Finn's ascension to the speakership is already being noted as a triumph of a very capable leader and politician, and is the first time in recent memory that a candidate has lost in a race for the speakership and then gone on to claim the office in little more than 24 hours. For CBC News, I'm Anthony Rollins.
Do I hear a motion to vacate the anchor's chair? All right, we'll be right back after these messages. The issue of guns is always contentious here at City on the Hill, and this year is no different. Assembly Bill 144 promises to bring this issue back to the forefront. Assemblyman Cody Bingley expresses his concern about open carry of guns in California society, and he submitted a bill that he believes makes everyone safer.
Cody Bingley's bill is the kind that tends to stir controversy. It revives the classic debate of the nanny state and the safety of the average American. But Bingley feels that his bill stands a great chance of passing, and indeed, it only received one downvote in committee today.
You know, based on today's results, I think it has a high chance of passing, and, you know, I obviously really hope it does.
Bingley dismissed concerns that the more conservative Constitutionalist Party might work against his bill on the floor tomorrow.
They voted that plank out of their platform, which means, obviously, it's not one of their primary issues.
Opponents of the bill note that the Second Amendment promises the right to keep and bear arms.
Self-defense.
But Bingley feels that the greater themes within the Constitution dismiss this concern.
In the Constitution, it says that the government has a duty to protect its people. As an assemblyman, that's what I consider to be my job.
But Assemblyman Henry Koo has a long list of concerns about the bill, including the fact that it takes away the power of the individual to protect himself.
We need to protect ourselves from other people that the government protects, but we need to protect ourselves too. We should be able to carry weapons concealed or unconcealed for our protection.
For CBC News, I'm Joel Reedy.
And finally tonight, the CBC News team wants to remind its viewing audience how seriously we take our responsibility to hold our elected officials accountable. With the rise of the third party today, CBC News was inquiring as to where the funding and support for such an organization has come from. While many questions remain unanswered at press time, we have learned that a large amount of money, a sum of nearly $2,000, was transferred out of the Constitutionalist bank account today and given to the David Pope election campaign. While there may or may not be anything illegal or unethical about these actions, this transfer of funds is raising questions tonight because of David Pope's open association with the burgeoning third party. Pope's campaign refused to comment on the matter, only confirming that he had offered assistance and advice to the third party. Chairman of the board, Jonathan Lee, has promised to release a statement to the press, but again at press time, no statement had come forth. Other officials from the executive board and party leadership who were questioned remained quiet. That's your City on the Hill news for June 22nd, 2012. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you tomorrow night as we take a look at all of the legislation that passes and fails in Sacramento on the floor.